Hello guys, I'm the Bulgarian Cowboy Lady speaking. We are now going to analyze Fury FC 58 and I'm trying to say that I'm kinda, need to work a bit harder. So today I accidentally have time to analyze this and to break it down and I will try to do it. I will want to analyze main card as I don't know these fighters on the prelims. Just to know it's nothing like not a hate or anything like that, but I don't know fighters who fight on the prelims. I know majority of fighters who fight on the main card. So let's get on with it. First of all, Melvin Lopez versus Griego. Melvin Lopez 1-0. This guy is 5'0". This is a flyweight fighter, and I've seen that at Combate Aldeir Romero victory. Very much dominant, very aggressive fighter. And he's trying to cut ankles. He's trying to fight from close range. Griego is very tall, and this is to me like many will call it the clash of David and Goliath. Griego is kind of vulnerable to wrestling from close range, and he is good with fighting long range in that bout against Victor Garrido. He lost the fight because he got dragged to the ground because he wasn't doing a good job on the outside. And in this fight, Melvin Lopez is a heavy favorite, which is kind of expected. So Melvin Lopez to win for -3-0. That's like sounding like a decent, very much of a decent pick to me, at least in my end. I see this as a decent one. So the next one is going to be the battle between Josh Neeley and Matt Mooney. George the Hooligan Neeley 4-7-0, 6'1" out of Texas, lightweight fighter. Unfortunately, cold streak. Fury FC lost to Marcel Mickens, he lost to Michael Moraes, lost to Noah Villamaret, but he defeated Justin Lampard, and it seems the guy is vulnerable to submission game, and he's having a hard time against submission offense, guys. Matt 5'1", 5'0", Mooney 6'3", 5'9", 71.5 inches of reach, fighting out Vidor, Texas. He lost to Alan Cruz. Alan Cruz, who's now competing at the UFC circuit. He lost his first UFC outing, but he lost to a UFC name, which, according to me, not a shame. Not a shame at all, and also against Zach Fierce he lost, but it seems his submission game is on point. You've seen 3 armbar victories, and that figure 4 ankle lock against Alex Black, it was outstanding. So I got a guy with not the greatest submission game in the world, vulnerable to submission game, versus a guy very, very good in the submission game. So Matt Mooney to win, -350. Mooney submission. If I must go for a more additional pick. Yeah, Mooney submission would be also a good pick. Then the next one. The next pick is going to be the battle between Darren Whitney and Joseph Golvez. Darren D-Day Whitney is fighting out of Fitness Fight Factory. And Fitness Fight Factory is pretty much solid dojo, as much as I could have seen. He choked out Carlton Terrence, but at his dojo, Fitness Fight Factory, I've seen, for example, Brutal Johnny Bedford fights out of there, Live Mouse, Even Cuts. These are all promising names, especially Brutal Johnny Bedford, great bare knuckler. And Darren is going to meet Joseph the Ronin Galavis, 3-3-0 for Joseph the Ronin Galavis, 5'8", fighting out of Perea, MMA Fitness. Galavis was having ups and downs, and he suffered decision losses to Ryan Shalboa, Caleb Hall, Michael Stack. I mean, he fought 2 decisions against Michael Stack. This tells me that the guy is extremely tough, and he hasn't scored a finish, but he has never been finished. So in this fight, I think this is actually a tough pick. I think this is actually a very, very tough pick. Darren Whitney is a favorite, but I'm gonna say Whitney versus Golvez. The fight goes the distance. That's pick number 1. maybe Golvez for the upset. Maybe Golvez could go for the upset, I'd like to. I'm not confident in this one. This really is a 50-50 to me. So if I'm unsure Golvez for the upset, that's 275. But also, this is really a 50-50. Like, if you want to fish for the underdog, put $5 and go for it. Then we got Jesus Martinez versus Mario Suazo, or Jesus Martinez, however you read it. 0-5-0 for Jesus Martinez, 5'8", fighting out of Mexico. Well, he was losing to Victor Altamirano, for example, via heel hook. I've seen that this guy's submission defense has never been on point, but he is a good striker, very good striker, but he has to work on his ground game. Mario Suazo, 110, 5'9". Jesus Martinez is 5'8". So Suazo not going to have massive of a reach advantage, and Suazo choked out Angelo Trujillo, lost to Charles Alex. This fight, normally I would go with Suazo because of his submission advantage. That's how I would go. That's how I would try to rate myself here in this. I would say that he has better submission advantage, but let's see what are the bookies saying. The bookies are saying Suazo should be a favorite. So Suazo to win -400 or Suazo inside the distance. Yes, Suazo inside the distance. That is also one of the good picks that I could recommend to you. So the next fight is going to be between. Just 1 second. Next fight is between Justin McCormack and Johnny Pantoja. Justin McCormack is riding 500, 6'0", but this is his amateur career. His amateur circuit was perfect. This is his professional debut. He is going to square off against Johnny Pantoja, Johnny Cash Pantoja, 140, 5'10". Johnny Pantoja destroyed Luke Parsons in a bare knuckle bout, but it seems that MMA bouts are, he's having a hard time with the ground game, but the guy is a heck of a boxer, so we might see a knockout in the end of Johnny Pantoja. That's not impossible to happen. I mean, let's be honest, that's pretty much not impossible to happen, and I would like to go in this fight with not going the distance. Johnny Pantoja is a heavy favorite. He's a heavy underdog. Pantoja versus McCormack, not going the distance. McCormack to win for -400. I do like that. I do like McCormack to win for a -400. So in these odds, there are many mismatches, which is kind of normal when you're in a smaller promotion. Mismatches are kind of normal in smaller promotions. Don't be much surprised by that. I mean, at the end of the day, those things happen from time to time. And next match, Juan Carlos DeLeon versus Silas Lucas. Juan Carlos DeLeon, 010, 5'11". He's fighting out of United Arab Emirates, and he lost to Nazim Sadiko. But Nazim Sadiko, for me, is a real beast. Silas Lucas has an amateur record of 401. Lightweight fighter out of Joshua, Texas. It's true that I don't know much about this fighter. I've only seen his fights against Irving Medina, but he destroyed Irving Medina pretty much easily, and I haven't seen much of the other fights, so I don't know much about these two guys. I will have to see what does public think. What does public think of these two guys? Let me see. Lucas is a favorite. Okay, this is lucky pick. Lucas to win -240. I don't know much about these two guys, so I'm honestly telling you, this more of a lucky pick, if you know what I mean. Then we are gonna go with the next fight, which is the clash between Randy Villarreal and Tyler Bielecki. Randy Villarreal is pretty much known fighter, 5'7", 65 inches of reach, out of Fort Worth. He competed at grappling, and he defeated Jacob Silva, one of the guys who competed at Dana White Contender Series. He defeated all of them. He was better than Tony Nguyen. He was better than Leroy Martinez. I mean, I know a lot about this guy. He was losing to good promising names, but his game improved a lot in his last few outings. I mean, in MMA, he's 3-0 in his last 3 matches. He improved his cardio, improved his stamina, and also improved his BJJ game, which we've seen in the match against Jacob Silva. We've really seen some massive, massive improvements. Tyler Bielecki, 5'6". He is, I think, a bit shorter than his opponent. Bielecki was having ups and downs. He lost to Jacob Silva via Kimura. He lost to Kevin Natividad at LFA via KO TKO. He lost to Alex Perez, but these are all big names. He lost to Brandon Moreno via rare naked choke, Frankie Sainz, Anthony Burchak. His losses were happening against big, big names. Ed West also. He was losing to, to high-level athletes. So you can't ignore the fact that this guy was losing to high-level athletes. So if you say that Bielecki is a heavy underdog, nah. His losses came to big, big names, to huge, huge names of this sport, and I'm going for the upset here. Bielecki to win, plus 115. He shared the cage with the best, so I do think the possibility of upset might actually come to fruition here. Devon Miller versus Gianni Vasquez. Devin Miller, the machine, 5'5", 5'10", fighting out of Fort Worth. Also lost to Armando Villarreal at LFA, and Ever Sanderson defeated Raul Garcia. He competed at LFA, defeated CJ Vergara, who arrived into the UFC circuit. He was better than Manuel Corral. Gianni Vasquez, 6'4", 5'7", also Mexican fighter, defeated David Martinez. He was better than Lance Lee. So these are serious fighters. Losses to Fazelda and Daniel Azama are telling us that we have to consider Gianni Vasquez seriously. I mean, it's never easy to lose to Jose Aldo via majority decision. I know who is Jose Aldo, and I'm pretty much sure he's a very, very tough opponent. So for this fight, I'm kind of undecisive. Miller versus Vasquez could easily go the distance. Yeah, Miller Vasquez could easily go the distance. Devin Miller for minus 140, but I'm unsure. This is not easy to pick a side in this fight. Then we got Cody Freeman, who's gonna meet Aziev clan Battarin, the Mongolian fighter. Cody the Bison Freeman, 7'4", 5'9", 73 inches of reach. Cody the Bison Freeman lost to Carlos Vera and Kyle Estrada, defeated Colin Wright, Jonathan Ireland. He was better than Fanny Garcia, and I've seen him fighting very tough. His submission game rocks, which we've seen in majority of fights. When he was unable to submit his opponent, he was mostly losing via decision, or he won one match via flying knee. That's the only striking I've seen from him. Aziev Klan Battarin, 7'6", he was born in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, 5'6" fighter, but he is fighting out of Japan, so discipline on spot number 1. He is shorter than Cody Freeman, but the problem with this guy is the fact that his submissions are on a whole new level, and that fight against Tetsuya Fusano didn't even kick off, and the guy knocked his opponent out. Alejandro Redondo fight was stopped due to strikes to the back of the head, and he won. But when I watch who this guy fought, guys, this guy deserves respect, and he is a hard hitter, a hard-hitting hillbilly. So let me see. Battarin is the underdog. I'd say Cody Freeman to win for minus 210, but I'm not confident. He has to survive the early storm. That's number 1, and Battarin is extremely dangerous in round 1, which you could have seen from his results. I mean, you could have seen that the guy is extremely dangerous within the round 1. So it actually talks that we mustn't underestimate the guy. Now the next one is going to be the match between Abdul Karim Al-Salvadi and Nick Compton. Abdul Karim Al-Salvadi, the pride of Palestine, he is 5'7", fighting out of Dallas, Texas. He ground and pounded Jake Sebastian, suffered back-to-back losses at Brave CF to Juan Santiago and Umar Roa. Brave CF, he also defeated Lucas Martins, Eric Da Silva, Michael Degashek, Charlie Leary, Rami Aziz. He showed some great striking skills, and upon arrival to LFA, he showed a great performance against Jake Sebastian. Now Nick Compton, 12-9-0, 5 foot 10 centimeters of reach. Nick Compton is currently on a cold streak. He competed in boxing too. Lost to MMA to Mike Breeden, then losses to Josh Hoover, Alex Gillipin, Nate Richardson, Jason Fisher. The guy's on a cold streak with the last victory over Yusheng Wang in 2016 and Brandon Jenkins in 2015. Lost to Clay Collard. I mean, you can't say that he fought bums. He was not fighting bums. Also, Jordan Neer. I mean, you know who is Jordan Neer. He defeated him, but I think El Salvador is in a better shape right now. So let me see. Abdul Karim El Salvador. Al Salvador to win for minus 350. I think Al Salvador is in a better shape right now. So just because of Compton competed everywhere, he's like Tony Lopez, you know, that guy is ready to fight anytime, anywhere, and that's one of the reasons why I like the guy. But in this kind of battle, you know, it's better to be specifically ready. Iver Sanderson is going to meet Mo Mila. Iver Sanderson, 4-2-0, 36 years of age, featherweight fighter, 5'5", and he lost to John Pham and Isaiah Gutierrez, but defeated Keaton Gorton, Amar Benjar, Devin Miller, James Branner. Mo Mila fought at the Contender Series. He scored a victory. Mo Show is 6'1", 5'8", 72 inches of reach, black belt in Taekwondo, but a great wrestler. He lost to Jose Johnson via triangle choke, which came as a surprise after that excellent victory over Brandon Lewis. He also destroyed Regivaldo Carvalho via slam at LFA. Was better than Mendo Gutierrez. He was doing a great job. I was having an interview with this guy. Iver Sanderson is a good opponent, but I don't see Iver Sanderson as a brutal submission specialist or a guy who could outwork him. I just don't think Mo Miller gonna finish this opponent because Iver Sanderson can take a beating, but I would pick Mo Miller to win. Mo Miller to win for minus 650. Mo Miller versus Iver Sanderson could go the distance easily. But I see Mo Miller dominating, mauling his opponent and outworking him, so that's how I see it. Justin Scoggins versus Levi Moles. Justin Scoggins, the tank, very well-known fighter, 5'7", 66 inches of reach. This guy is very well-known to the die-hard fans of UFC. You remember this guy. He competed against Richie Vatsulik, Will Campuzano, lost to John Moraga, Dustin Ortiz, Pedro Munho, Zulka Sasaki, Said Nurmagomedov, fought to Said Nurmagomedov to a split decision loss. This guy deserves respect. Also, to Yuki Motoya, he lost via Alex Caesar's choke, defeated Ray Borg, Josh Sampo. This guy is very well known. Defeated Kazuma Sona. Now he's a vet. At 29 years of age, this guy is a vet, 5'10", 66 inches of reach. But can you believe it? At 29 years of age, this guy is a vet. He kicked off his career when he was only 18 years old. So now I'm gonna meet Levi Moles. Levi the guy Moles, 5'8", 70.5 inches of reach. Levi gonna have 4.5 inches of reach advantage out of Venus, Texas. Holds notable wins over Teruto Ishihara, Johnny Campbell, James Gonzalez. He is on a super hot streak. Lost to Hoffen Stotts, defeated Ray Trujillo, but man, this is the greatest challenge of his career. If he defeats the UFC vet, Justin Scoggins, then it means he is ready for a big show. So this is to be or not to be for him. And this is a pick and fight, so Moles is in the best shape of his life, but Justin Scoggins shared the cage with the best of the best. So Justin Scoggins versus Levi Moles. I'd say over 2.5 or fight starts around 3. If I must pick a side, Scoggins. If I must pick a side, Scoggins because of the experience, but it's not that I'm underestimating the other guy. He is a big prospect. Ivan Katz versus Adam Smith. That is also a promising match. Even cuts 12-5-0. Oh, the Butcher. Great nickname. 6'1", 76 inches of reach, fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas. Suffered loss to Johan Lainas, who now competes at UFC at CFFC. He defeated Basil Hafez. He was also better than Brian Grinnell, lost to Eric Scalan. The truth is that LFA, he showed great skills. He even outworked Ramiz Brahimaj. Ramiz Brahimaj was unable to choke him out. This guy is actually, Ivan Katz is very, very skillful with submissions. Where Ramiz Brahimaj was unable to finish him, that BJJ specialist Ramiz Brahimaj just speaks about his ground game. Go and meet Adam Smith, 11'9", on 5'9", out of Spokane, Washington. This guy also competed at grappling, and he has some good results, but he lost to Brandon Rissetti via arm triangle choke, defeated Chris Hensley, Jesse Gangler. I mean, every single time this guy was having a hard time if he doesn't finish the opponent early on. From what I've seen, Ivan Katz should be having a better cardio. That phantom choke against Frank Yor is the move I've seen for the first time in my life. And I've seen that, I was like, what the heck is that? I've never heard for a phantom choke, but when I've seen that fight, I recommend you to watch that fight, his fight against Frank Yor. I recommend you to watch it because you can learn a lot from that fight. Now, another tricky pick, very, very tricky. Sometimes people are going to say, listen to the odds, and Ivan Katz is the favorite, but Adam Smith is equally good on the ground, so I think Katz is more well-rounded. Katz to win for a minus 400, but it's not that I'm super confident. No, Adam Smith is good on the ground, so let's be honest. Let's just, let's just try to be, how to say, I'll try to be more cautious with those picks and such things. I would really try to be more cautious. So now the next and final pick is the main event of the evening between Austin Lane and Eric Lunsford. Austin Lane 10-3-0. This is a title fight. I just forgot to tell you that this is a title fight, main event, heavyweight title fight, 5x5, 5 rounds. Austin Lane, 34 years of age, 6'6", 80 inches of reach. He knocked out Juan Adams and was better than Tavares Gordon, riding on 4-0, winning streak, good with submissions. Great guy, a knockout artist from what I could have seen. He always goes for all or nothing. I don't know how he lost to Greg Hardy. That's what I don't. That's what I don't know. I mean, that loss to Greg Hardy was odd. It was odd that loss to Greg Hardy. I don't know how he lost to Greg Hardy. How didn't he pay attention? And then Greg Hardy reached the UFC. Now go and meet Eric Lunsford. 6'3". Eric Lunsford is a small guy out of Plainview, Texas. I think Austin Lane gonna have 4-inch reach advantage. I think 3 or 4-inch reach advantage. Not sure though. Lunsford lost to Juan Adams, lost to Richard Hale. Also, in kickboxing bouts, he was having ups and downs. He can knock you out in the split of the second, but he can lose via submission. Lane should be a favorite in this one, and yes, he is. Austin Lane. Yes, I do have obligations. How are you doing? Joke. Austin Lane for minus 500, or Lane versus Lunsford not going the distance. I believe Austin Lane has what it takes to pull it out. Yeah, I'm going to MMA Dojo in the evening, so tonight not gonna be streaming. Tomorrow I will be streaming Bellator Hall announcements, and also, yeah, I'm going to that MMA Dojo today, and also I have to record some video, have to record some striking, so I will try to record it in my trunks today. I was working in the morning, so I was having something to type. Every day is kind of the same. So yeah, that's how it goes in general. I wrote all what I think. Never done Fury before, but I wanted to rest a bit from my obligations. Then tomorrow we're gonna cover Bellator. Yes, I do have tonight some massive obligations. Got to visit MMA Dojo, got to learn wrestling, got to record some videos. But man, I'm learning to wrestle, and got to say it's extremely, extremely hard. I think the hardest martial art is wrestling. Never seen something that hard. And when I was thinking about everything that happened recently, I did some massive changes in my life, so visiting the dojo once, twice per week. I'm also training for myself. I started to value myself a bit more because I returned to shape, and it means a lot to me. When you change something, then issues are disappearing slowly, but you must dedicate some time to yourselves. That's actually the key, guys. Find the things that make you happy. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for being with me. Now I must go to lunch. I must visit dojo later. I must do some videos, some MMA media. Need to do coverage. Also check my TikTok. Uh, check my TikTok. You can also check my TikTok. I'm going to be posting some stuff there, some stuff that I can't post here. I will be posting on my TikTok. My Instagram is more for interviews, video promotions that you see. Check my TikTok. You can follow me there also. I will be posting some entertaining videos there. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you for stopping by and catch you later. I'm streaming tomorrow Bellator in the evening and maybe some workout tomorrow, but tonight I'm busy. Night.